in a $2 coyote. Again, this thing comes in pretty handy. We snipped, again, it doesn't save you a lot of time, but when you don't have to make that cut around the legs when you get to it. So, I start about 5-6 inches is the base of the tail. Go around the hind end and split that heavy fur. You can see the white line right there. And I try to stay just off to the side of the tendon so you don't cut the tendon. You cut the tendon, it just makes a whole mess. Then come on to the other side. Split the tendon. Drop it down the scope. And then the same. Just ring around the leg. Give her a little tug on the other side, around the leg. And when you pull down you can pull straight there, but when you start to get over towards the tail again, pull across, otherwise you'll tear it right here. So you can, as you pull the leg down that way, then come across and pull it towards the tail. That when you're up the tail strippers. Go. Come around to the front, give her a tug each way. Up like that. In the back, I usually just give one little, there's a little saddle there that's a little sticky. And then if you're using a machine, a lot of people tear a lot of coyotes. Don't hook them on the leg. Go back up towards the thicker part. It puts less pressure on the thinner part of the coyote. And come around to the other side. And what I do is I hold the thinner part, and when it starts to pull too tight, it pulls your hands in and you go to stop. Go up to the top. Grab my steel to go through the legs. You can see, just stay above the white. You're shooting for the white. Give her a tug. Tug. Okay, and when I do the ears, I try to take off as much of that cartilage as I can. Leave it on the animal. You can see that this one is, a lot of times that's what's rotting on you. Same thing. Pull down on the ear and then the eye shows up. You can do the lip and the eye at the same time. Do a little freezer bird. And I'll give her a tug. And then again, keep a little of that nose on, so if you use wire stretchers, that holds it on the stretcher a little better. And then we can take the glands out. If you're saving glands, so the skulls, we pay $1 for if they're undamaged. So it's worth saving. Between the skull and the glands, you can figure a couple bucks. And as you come down, you take out the bladder. And if you don't get carried away with all the stuff you take out of them, if you just take the bladder, there's the bladder, spin around to the pie hole, and about 6 inches of that. And before I cut it, I try to take the hair off. And if you stay with just the bladder on that, you will not have any troubles finding a home at you know, 75, well right now probably $75 to $100 a gallon. So it's well worth it between the skull and the glands to take the extra effort, and you use a little bit more of the animal, so you got an argument against somebody just throwing the carcass away. All right, let's roll through a coyote here. Again, just like the rats, actually not like the rats, but otter and anything really tough, I start on the back of it. And once you start up top, you can see why. Comes off. Just work your way around, get that bottom, you know, 3-4 inches. Then I go up behind the shoulder blades. You can see right above the saddle, and start there. And rotate it. Next leg. And then when we get down here, this is why I do the bottom. All this stuff rolls off a lot easier. If you fleshed a coyote, it gets really tough to push all that off. If you make a cut in the bottom of it, it just kind of rolls right off. And go up top. I usually start by the ear, down, middle, and done. Got a little sewing to do there. I guess we could walk over to the sewing machine and rip that through. And there you have it.